So it's only showing the logo. Do I need to?
We're good to go for you.
Woo. That's it, only showing you've done all this. I'm moving to there, live stream. Yep, concur. Good to go now. Okay, sorry. Yep, okay, you had the public. Yes, all right.
Okay, call the meeting to order.
Moved by Councillor McGuire, seconded by Councillor Hooper. Be it resolved that the regular meeting of the Council, the Corporation of the Township of Assiginack be open for business at 7 p.m. with the quorum of members present, with Mayor Reed presiding in the chair.
All those in favor? We would like to begin by acknowledging that we are gathered on the traditional lands of the Three Fires Confederacy, the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi peoples of the Minjimenzing. We recognize and deeply appreciate the stewardship and historic connection to this place, and recognize that we must do more to learn about its rich history, so that we will better understand our role as residents, neighbors, partners, and caretakers. Agenda.
Moved by Councillor Hooper, seconded by Councillor McGuire. Be resolved that we approve the agenda as presented.
Those in favor? And I'll remind you, if you have pecuniary interest, you may declare it now or at the time it arises in the general nature thereof. Okay, announcements.
I have a couple. Fall fair is coming up, so make sure you stop in. I think you can get the packages here at the township and get ready for fall fair. But I wanted to also thank Robin and Tom Cooper for their sunflower outing at their farm, Cooper Farms, I think is what it's called on Facebook. So thank you to Cooper Farms. There's so many people visiting Assiginack that normally wouldn't come. And I think that sunflower field has a lot to do with it. So I just wanted to thank them. And if you haven't got there, it's closed now, but make sure you get there next year.
It's beautiful. Lots of work for sure.
I think it's putting Assiginack on the map a little bit more too.
Nice.
Also wanted to mention that the market is still going on Fridays at the museum. Lots of great vendors, and really appreciate them putting their efforts in. Again, it's from 10 till 2 on Friday mornings, and we've had some beautiful produce there and lots of really cool crafty stuff and canning and all kinds of really great things. So stop in.
Yes, it's a good market.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? I'll just mention, I did look up the date for the fall fair is the 5th and 6th. So if people are interested in displaying anything or joining.
And I think lots of people don't understand about the fall fair too, that it's minimal entry. And if you pick up the package, you can do, there's so many options for baking, for canning, for your kids to do. A lot of people who are new residents have never been involved in a fall fair, so it's awesome. Thank you for bringing it up. And yeah, hopefully lots of people participate. Do we have fall fair booklets here?
Yeah.
Township, and there's some at Local Beans. I think there's probably some at Napa.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, if anybody needs volunteer hours with the start of the school year, I'm pretty sure they could use lots of volunteers if anybody wants to get out and get some hours.
I would think so.
For sure.
We'll be doing the cakewalk again, so prepare to have
Really?
the cakewalk, cake bakers.
So you need cake?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Looking forward to that too. Okay, adoption minutes.
Moved by Councillor McGuire, seconded by Councillor Hooper. Be resolved that we adopt the minutes of the meeting of the regular council of Tuesday, July 15th, 2025.
Is there any discussion or questions on that? All those in favor? That's carried. We have no delegations. We do have a report. We have the 2025-26 inspection report for the Manquaney drinking water system. Is there any?
Yeah, moved by Councillor Hooper, seconded by Councillor McGuire. Be resolved that we accept the 2025-26 inspection report for the managed Manquaney water system as presented.
Okay, discussion, questions? Everything
I have
looks to
nothing.
be in order,
Yeah.
that's good. All those in favor then? That's carried. And we have some action required items. First one is name the plow contest, the winner announcement.
Moved by Councillor Hooper, seconded by Councillor McGuire, be resolved that the council accepts Blizzard Wizard as the winning entry in the name of the snowplow contest and thank the public for their enthusiastic participation.
Great. Discussion? There was some really good names put
There were some
forward. So
really
we
good
do
names.
appreciate that. A little bit of fun to have, so.
How many submissions did we receive?
There was a lot, yeah. There was well over 50 on the last for the survey.
That's good.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, there we go. We have a new name. All those in favor? Carried. And our multi-year accessibility plan is,
Moved by Councillor McGuire, seconded by Councillor Hooper, be resolved the council adopts the amended multi-year accessibility plan and statement as presented.
okay. Is there any question or discussion on this? It is a plan and
Seems to be more completed projects now than there was, so that's good. We can move forward on some of it.
Yeah, and some of it we are like working on right now, so it's good too. Okay, all those in favor? Okay, and this is a funding availability.
Moved by Councillor McGuire, seconded by Councillor Hooper, whereas council is committed to improving accessibility and inclusion in community recreation spaces. Now therefore be it resolved, the council directs staff to apply to the Enhancing Access to Spaces for Everybody Fund to support the development of the public beach recreation area as an accessible space.
Okay, is there any questions or, yeah?
Reading through it, what exactly are we applying for? It's not on here, a breakdown of what.
The majority of the funding will go to Moby mats.
Okay,
And I have really no good way of explaining it, other than younger kids and people with mobility issues will still be able to access the water safely
Mhm.
at the beach.
I think lots of people have them. Has there been any studies on, like, because I know the Moby mats are fairly new. They're over the past 5 years or so. I think we've seen the long-term effects, how long they last. Are they effective in the long term?
Nothing that we've seen.
And there's no negative feedback. It's not that I don't think we should apply. I just think that I would like to know exactly what our plan is. Instead of, oh, we're gonna apply for the money. Okay, so the Moby mats go in, but we don't develop any of the rest of the waterfront, so I'd like to just kind of know what else is involved besides just the Moby mats.
In this particular application, it's basically just the Moby mats.
Okay,
To be honest, it wasn't what I would have liked to have applied for, but what I would
Okay.
have liked to have applied for wasn't eligible. So we discussed it with the rec director, and this is the best we could come up with.
okay,
And it's a
and
fairly tight timeline, so we didn't have a lot of time to circulate to other communities to find out what they're doing at the waterfront.
yeah, well, I've seen them at other beaches, and I'm just concerned, like I said, if we're gonna be applying for the funding, putting them in, and then 3 years later, they're not usable anymore, and is it going to be effective in the long term? But, and also, how many disabled parking spots do we have down at the waterfront? And how close is the access to the beach? Are we planning to make that an important feature as well? If we're gonna have the mobility mats and then people can't get close to them to access those mobility mats, then there's no point in having them. So is that something that we're gonna be looking at as well?
Actually, we are gonna be looking at it again in the spring in terms of the accessibility. Multi-year accessibility, we'll be doing
Yeah,
it
that's part of
before
this.
this winter
Okay,
as well.
okay,
Should note that our contribution is zero to this, which is,
Yes.
which is a very good thing, so there's no risk on our behalf.
Mhm.
And a good example of seeing them would be Clear Lake and Eskimo.
Yes,
Yes,
So,
Sudbury has them all.
Gray has them.
and they look like they're well utilized, whether it would be for, again, wheelchair accessibility, just even access. Yeah. So, I mean, your feet are cleaner, that sort of thing, but either way, they seem to be.
And again, it's not, I don't disagree with you, I do agree with you. I just want to know what the breakdown is. And before we're all saying yes, and then we don't know exactly what's on here, so.
But I think it's also in keeping with our accessibility plan
yes.
as well, so it's an item that we would have acknowledged in our accessibility plan, so it's a step in the right direction in supporting that as well.
Agreed.
So we're trying to make sure that when we do apply for funding, that it does meet up with our plans that we have made so far, so I think that enhances it.
And that's also part of a government provincial initiative too, that we have to follow that mandate on as well, so
Yeah.
we're just keeping up on par with things.
And that's part of our questionnaire when we're applying, does it fit in our plan? And it says it does, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like to know if it's in our plan.
Mhm.
Okay, anything else? All those in favor then? Let's talk about purchase of a loader.
I'm gonna, put the floor over to our public works superintendent. He's gonna speak very quietly, because he doesn't like the attention, but he has all the details. And I support everything he says because we've already talked about it.
Do you want the motion first?
Why don't we support the rationale behind it and how it fits into our budget as well over the long term, we can get that from TJ, that would be great,
Yeah.
please.
Say that again, John, sorry.
Just, well, the who, what, where, when, why, and how on the loader.
So yes, the loader that we currently have is coming in for service, it's regular routine service, and we found, there to be some dire need repair. Those dire need repairs, we were hoping to get at least another 2 years out of the machine. That's not looking that way. We researched the cost to replace the parts that are needed to be replaced, and that's all in the braking system, clutches. Extremely pricey and far outweighs its life expectancy. The hours on the machine are over 7,000 hours. A rebuild is coming within 3,000 hours if it's lucky. Unfortunately, the maintenance records don't show that we're even gonna see the 10,000 hour threshold for an overhaul. Overhauls are another basically cost of the machine. It's not really what we were looking forward to, but there's another option. That's another loader. It's approximately the same size, much better fuel economy. It comes from a snow background, so it'll have a snow plow, can run the streets, do what it has to do, parking lots, very effective, very efficient. It'll have its regular bucket, forks and stuff like that. So there's a lot of benefits behind our machine. And you know, there's implements that we can get for this loader that down the road, they're not right now, you can't physically do it right now. Brochures and stuff like that, and maintain roadsides, much more effective, efficient. But yeah, we were definitely not expecting to see this in our routine service, but it's here and we kind of have to. We might have a month left with it, we might have 2 years, at best, and that's semi-retiring the machine, so that would go to the landfill or where it's a little more, it's not being utilized every day. Our loaders use 5 days a week, it's the workhorse. Between that and motor grader, they're both workhorses. It won't survive another year doing what it's doing now.
How old is it?
It's a 2009.
So you mentioned the maintenance records. What are we doing to prevent this from future?
So service right now is operating every 200 hours, so they get inspected, greased, and oil based on 500-hour intervals. We did not find any records for that machine. When we drained the oil out, it came out like tar. We checked the transmission levels, they came out with particles, so that's clutch material, brake material, stuff like that, and all the universals. It was really bad. Took 30 minutes to get the oil out. That's bad.
So how are we gonna ensure this doesn't happen if we get a new loader?
Proper maintenance. And that's what we have now. We've implemented it. That's why these routine checks are catching stuff that's not typically found. We have a great mechanic who's on top of it all the time. This stuff shouldn't happen, and unfortunately it has happened, and the life expectancy that we wanted to see at Public Works for that machine, to get us to the next level. Unfortunately, just the life that it's had hasn't probably been as good as it should have. But,
So it's more of a priority than the backhoe?
oh, by far, yeah, unfortunately.
And, sorry, go ahead.
No, we did not. We were kind of looking more towards an excavator that we could do roadside stuff, ditching, do it all ourselves. We can do it. We have great operators. But unfortunately, we need the loader to load sand in trucks. The backhoe cannot reach the trucks. And with the screen kits going on the trucks this year, the backhoe just can't do it. Can't get high enough, can't reach in there, can't load it, take too long. The
So,
efficiency of the newer loader with the snow plow, 16 feet wide, multi-angle, can do sidewalks, and push snow around.
so in here it mentions a price, but I do not see a price anywhere. I don't know if I'm missing it or there's no,
Wow, we don't have the final price, yet, and because it's a public document, I didn't want to put this on it. I'm happy to let TJ, speak to it. It's going to depend on the attachments that TJ can negotiate. Or what he feels we need. So in addition to the backhoe, or in addition to the loader, as you said, we're looking at a plow so that we can do, town streets, sidewalks, parking lots with that machine.
So basically, we use the pickup truck before, which we have to have replaced, right? We spoke about that. This machine will do all that. There's no need to worry about a truck. And in turn with this machine running,
so we would no longer need to purchase a pickup?
not going this route.
So question with regards to how that fits in our budget for future years, in your confidence with that all?
We spoke with the salesman who's offering this, and again, we can't finalize the price until TJ negotiates the actual attachments. Ideally, we would have been looking at, as TJ says, the backhoe first and then another plow truck. This alleviates those two. Budget wise, we can lease. We can pay it over up to 6 years. Deb's recommendation is going to be that we pay on a monthly basis for the remainder of this year, and then we purchase it next year. And the company is fine with doing that.
What is the life expectancy of this with proper maintenance?
Proper maintenance, the life expectancy could be up to 20 years. And the only downfall with nowadays is the EPA stuff, so the Clean Air Act. That's the only downfall, but like the old plow truck that we have right now that's currently out of service, it has a lot of clean air issues. So we could be, say, a few thousand, and we could be over 10,000. There's a lot, each sensor is like $1,000 a pop, so do we really want to go down that road? Unfortunately, nowadays, all the machines have it. All the newer ones that are coming, that are brand new snowplow has it, our motor grader has it. even the older truck has it, it's coming, there's no way around it, it's just proper maintenance and is key, like a little bit of grease here or there goes a long way.
Absolutely.
The effective fuel, like that's why our equipment has auto greases on it. But
Nice to hear that our mechanic's doing such a great job, though.
he's the lifeline to our machines.
Mhm.
That's gonna help us immensely over the long term.
Absolutely.
Having that
And I,
feature in-house.
Yeah.
and I don't wanna put you on the spot, but could you ballpark with the attachments you're looking for? Just a range of what you think this will come in at?
If I can remember the numbers correctly, we're looking. So the final. Probably right in that 300.
And how much was the pickup?
I looked at a couple, we were looking at like 160, 170.
That's half of it right there.
Mhm.
And the snowplow one's only like, for the snowplow attachment for the loaders, like 50,000, something like that.
It's an essential
Wrong.
Yeah.
piece of equipment is what it is. Very good on Public Works to do their jobs more effectively. And I've been receiving lots of positive feedback actually from people in the general public with regards to how our roads are looking these days. So,
Yeah.
you know,
me
good
too.
credit to Public Works Department and thanks.
It's just teaching, getting them to learn how to use the equipment properly and maintain it. It's the lifeline for us and we need it to operate. So that's why these service checks are in place and the machines are looked at on a regular basis.
Does anybody need any training, like grader training or? Cause we used to do that, did we not?
We
Is that
did.
right?
We are currently training another operator on the grader. Right now, as it is, I'm the only operator, so for that machine, but a very good candidate is in place right now and is doing well. Approximately 15 hours in on the machine, maybe a bit more, 20 hours, but he's doing very, very well for what it is. But being young, you get used to the joysticks
Mhm.
and the effectiveness of the machine takes time.
Mhm.
It's got a long way to go to catch, you know, the thousands of hours that are make them very efficient. So,
Mhm.
but we have opportunity. That's the best part of our young operators is they can learn. And a newer loader like this, teaching them how to plow snow with it, just makes everything a lot nicer. It's a lot easier. It moves through town so much nicer than the trucks or the grader and stuff like that. It'll be an effective machine. It's just unfortunate that our loader and our grader are the lifeline out there right now. They do a lot of work 5 days a week. And 6 days a week at times, it's in the dump on the weekend.
I think it's wise to move to these multi-use pieces of equipment too.
That's right, make them as effective as possible.
Right.
It sounds like we have no choice. We have to get it. It
Mhm.
sounds like to me. And certainly, as Rob mentioned, we've gotten lots and lots of compliments about the crew, the roads, the improvements. And we have to stay on top of things.
I agree.
So we'll have to figure it out.
Okay.
Made by Councillor Bowerman, second by Councillor McGuire, where staff have obtained quotations for a front loader. Now therefore be it resolved that council approve the purchase of the replacement loader as presented and direct staff to proceed with the acquisition. Further, the township's current loader is repurposed for use at the township's landfill.
And when we have a bill of sale, we'll email it to you, so you'll have the exact dollar there. Okay.
Okay, all those in favor then? City of North Bay, request for the board's program.
Moved by Councillor McGuire, second by Councillor Bowerman, whereas the city of North Bay has circulated a letter to the province requesting the Nords pilot program to become a permanent funding opportunity to northern municipalities and to expand the criteria to include agricultural equipment impact on roads. Therefore be it resolved that the Assiginack Council agrees and provides their support of this request.
I think this is one we really need to support. We've done quite well with the money that we received from it. We've been able to do quite a bit in our town, so it's nice to start keeping it permanent. Any other discussion on that? All those in favor then? Township of Nairn and Hyman.
Moved by Councillor Bowerman, seconded by Councillor McGuire, whereas the Township of Nairn and Hyman and the United Chiefs of Council of Nadu Nising have circulated letters expressing their opposition to the proposed transport of Nayawayam mine tailings to Agnew Lake Tailings Management Area. We resolve that the Township of Assiginack fully supports their opposition to this proposal and affirms its commitment to protecting the local environment and community interests.
I believe this has already been taken care of, so we still need to
I
support
think
it.
it's good to
Yeah.
do, yes.
Any other discussion then? Yeah, all those in favor? Yeah, we need to stand supportive and stand step on that. Okay, we've got some information items.
Moved by Councillor Hooper, seconded by Councillor Bowerman, be resolved that correspondence from the city of St. Catharines regarding the Elect Respect Life campaign is accepted as information.
Okay, is there any discussion on that? All those in favor then? Some bylaws.
Moved by Councillor Bowerman, seconded by Councillor McGuire, be resolved that bylaw number 2025-21, being a bylaw to appoint a bylaw officer to authorize the appointment of bylaws, be given a first, second, and third final reading and enacted in open council.
Okay,
Purpose of this bylaw is to take advantage of more sections of the municipal act in terms of granting him the authority to do his job. When we initially hired him, we went under it was section 8 of the municipal act. Stacey's found more authority, and that's the only purpose of this bylaw. It doesn't change anything else other than calling back to the various sections of the municipal act that allow him to do his job more effectively.
okay. Any other discussion?
That answered my question. I thought we were appointing a second, and I was said, okay,
It's busy.
We're just better appointing the
Yeah.
first one.
okay.
The only question I had is that it says that the CAO has the authority to appoint additional bylaw enforcement officers.
Yeah,
So in what case would that apply, and would that be without council's awareness, or is that?
well, in theory, it could happen, but it would be tied to the budget. So I can't go out and just hire 4 or 5. Depending on the nature of a particular situation, I may want to appoint someone else, and that may not be a new employee. It might just be providing the same authority to an existing employee of the municipality to assist the bylaw enforcement officer in doing his job.
Okay, so
The CAO is always tied to council's approved budget.
just for clarification, so, because it says enter into contracts, agreements, or memoranda of understanding with other municipalities, agencies, or qualified contractors for bylaw enforcement services. Any person or agency so authorized shall have all enforcement powers granted under this bylaw and applicable law. So that means that should you find it necessary that you can appoint someone else, you can enter into a contract with somebody else to assist the bylaw officer that's
Yes.
currently in place,
Yes,
as you see fit. Is that correct?
yes.
Okay, just making sure we're
Yeah.
clear on it.
Any other questions?
Within budget.
Yeah. Okay, all those in favor?
Moved by Counselor Hooper, seconded by Counselor Bowerman, be it resolved that bylaw number 2025-22, being a bylaw to amend and bylaw of 2025-19, regulate trailer intents, be given a second. First, second, and third final reading and action in open council.
So with this bylaw and the next on the agenda, these are bylaws we are submitting to get approval to set fines for. And Stacia circulated the draft bylaws, and they were approved. And then when she circulated the original, approved bylaws, there were further requests to change the wording, and that's all these two bylaws are. We are bending over backwards to get the approval this fall to be able to issue tickets.
And this is separate from our regular trailer bylaw.
And this provides authority to issue fines rather than using the administrative monetary penalty. Yes.
Yes, so just for clarification, because people are going to be watching this or seeing this. So this is the occupancy of recreational trailers or tents. This is a separate thing from people who pay the fee
Yes.
to have them sitting there annually. This is for people who are building or.
If you have a building permit,
Mhm.
you're grandfathered. You
Okay.
can have it. This is designed for those issues that our bylaw enforcement officer stumbles across or no one's applied for a license. And rather than have to stand there and tell the people that eventually in a few years, we're gonna add this to your tax bill, you can just issue a ticket.
Okay,
That's, yeah. And the same with the parking, sorry, the same with the camping. It's camping on municipal property without permission.
so this will take care of people camping at the Twisted Sister parking lot
Yes,
in
or
our,
the road allowances on the shore,
yes,
those issues, that's what
I
this is for.
yes. Well, and that's,
Yes.
I'm just making sure it's clear for those who are actually gonna watch the meeting and that they understand that this is separate from our regular trailer.
Yes.
This is those people who are
Yes, there is.
taking advantage of quiet places to park their trailers or pitch their tent when it's not a camping property.
Yes,
So this whole bylaw is on municipal property only, not personal property?
no, this,
Okay.
the camping is on our property.
Okay,
The trailers are on personal property.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yes,
So it's
It-
tied into our existing bylaw
Mhm.
too?
yes, it supplements our existing bylaw in terms of enforcement opportunities. Yes,
So under the section 2 temporary trailer permit agreement, it shall only authorize occupancy from April to November.
yes.
So what are we suggesting people do with their trailers after that? If it's raining?
If they have a license, they're welcome to leave it. It's just, we don't want you residing in your trailer after the 15th of November because they're not designed for year-round use.
Okay, but they can
Yes,
leave their trailer on their
absolutely.
property.
Absolutely.
And for any other purpose, a temporary trailer permit shall only be issued if the occupant or are immediate family members of the property
Yes,
owner or registered co-owner, no other persons, including extended family such as aunts, uncles.
yes.
Was that always in there?
We've been running into issues where people are using travel trailers as short-term accommodations. That wasn't in the existing bylaw. This is in the existing bylaw to state if you can't prove that family relationship, this is a short-term rental and we have another bylaw and policy to deal with that.
So, and I'm just throwing this out there, if my aunt parks a trailer on my property, that's
That's
okay.
fine. Yes,
Somebody saying, hey,
Yes.
I'm Janice's aunt, but no, I'm not.
or I'm your long lost cousin and I just happen to be in your trailer and you're 500 miles away. That's not your normal family relationship. That's a short-term rental.
Okay, so it's to avoid short-term rentals.
Yes,
Of trailers.
of trailers. which is not permitted under any of our bylaws.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Any other questions then?
Yep.
All those in favor? To regulate parking.
Moved by Councillor Bowerman, second by Councillor Hooper, be it resolved that the bylaw 2025-23 being a bylaw to amend bylaw 25-20, regulate the control of parking and traffic in the township of Assiginack, be given a first, second, and third and final reading and enacted in open council.
Okay, questions on that then?
I have one under the parking, prohibition, 4.1.
4.1?
Yeah, D, within 6 meters of a crosswalk or stop signs. Well, from corner to corner, people wouldn't be able to park on most of Main Street. 6 meters times 6 meters to the next corner is 12 meters. There's all our parking on Main Street gone.
I would argue that's not the case. We don't have a stop sign on our main street. Other than right out front here. We do have the crosswalk at Michael's Bay Road, and we want to maintain, that's 6 meters in total. That one is non-negotiable. That's the school crossing. There's just no parking. I'll tell TJ to hit the vehicle if it's there. On a lot of our interior streets, 6 meters might be tough, but we don't have parking problems on the majority of our interior streets. We have them on the main street, and this isn't really impact that.
So that would be 6 meters from, let's take Albert Street, for example, because that's a bad one. So down Queen Street for 6 meters, they couldn't park from Albert.
But basically, that's 2 car lengths.
Right,
It's not. It's
so that you
not
can
straight.
see to get out.
Yes, it's to maintain your sight lines.
Right.
And we had discussed, or it had been mentioned about getting the lines painted at corners. I don't see that happening. Is that gonna happen after this is in place?
That's independent of this. TJ has scheduled the line painters. It's just their schedule as to when they get here.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to lay a fine if there's no sign up saying no parking.
Right. So we wait till it was painted on,
Okay,
but it's going to happen. And then I've requested that the lines be painted every year. So that it's been 2 years since they were done and you can't see
you
them.
can't
So
see them.
it has to be done yearly.
Were we proposing some signage to go with that as well, showing the 6 meter period?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the main street, definitely, and the crosswalk, yes.
Okay. I have a question, as always, Cardwell Street,
Yes,
for 15. So the speed limit signs on Cardwell Street only show the 50. Are we going to be putting the 60 signs up on Cardwell Street then?
no, we're gonna leave it at 50 because we do have a designation under the community safety zone,
Yes,
which allows the OPP to raise the fines. We do have to put the sign up saying community safety zone on the road, so we have work to do, but we're gonna leave it at 50.
okay, so this is the problem I had, this is the problem I had before, and this is the problem I have now. So the speed limit is not 60 then. If we are posting signs that say 50 for the community safety zone, is the community safety zone from Arthur Meredith to Purple Martin to right to the boundary line?
Wiki boundary line.
So why would we not just make it a 50 zone? Why are we calling it a 60 if it's not?
No, it's going to be 50 designated under community safety zone.
And if the designation gets lifted, then it would be 60?
Yes,
Gotcha.
we'd have to repeal a bylaw to take it back to 60.
Okay,
So it's 60 if there's no community safety zone, but because there's a safety zone, the community
Yes.
safety zone, that lowers it from 60 to 50.
to 50 all the way through. And I understand that. Then we need to have more signs
Signage.
put up because
Yes.
there's only a couple of signs there. There's one right after Clover Valley Road headed towards Wiki.
Yeah, I fully agree the signage is poor. It is on our list.
We received a lot of feedback as well, people speeding significantly along that route, especially in residential areas where people are walking or cycling and things like that. So,
Should we report that to the LPP again?
well, we've done that. in the
I
past.
know we have, but
We've also posted speed signs as well, or had them do that, I think.
It doesn't-
They had an issue with.
It did work for a while.
yeah, it doesn't hurt to have the presence there, but if they can,
Sure, it's a reminder to people.
reminder to them to patrol it maybe too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll send them a letter.
My personal feeling is that we should get, just like they've got right at the boundary line, they have the solar powered speed
Radar.
sign. And it tells you how fast you're going. Some people are ignoring it, but it is a reminder, you're going 62, you're going 66, because it speeds up to 70 right at the boundary line. There are still residents there that I would like to make sure they're safe on both sides. But I think for the $5,000 or $6,000 it's going to cost to put one of those in, even if we put two of them, one going this way, one going that way, it's well worth it. Rather than, counting on the OPP they send those signs around in rotation. And unfortunately, they have to share them around. This would be ours. And it's the same thing.
Mhm. We can add that to next year's budget, put that in there.
For discussions.
Yeah. I've got it written down.
I had one other question under 16, removal of illegally parked vehicles. Should we add that Public Works can remove a vehicle if required? Because it may be a case where it happens.
Wouldn't that impact liability to some degree? On our behalf, when you bring in a professional company that's what they're there for and hired to do?
Yeah, we don't want to be. So do you mean Public Works issuing a ticket, or do you mean Public Works physically removing the vehicle?
Both.
So the law enforcement officer, and again, we have the authority if the superintendent comes and says, we're having problems at 4 a.m, then I may well say, you're the bylaw guy, you can issue the tickets, but we're not gonna physically remove the vehicles. There are liability issues, and we will contract a tow truck to remove them. It's just cleaner for us.
I'm just kind of perplexed about it. Okay. Any questions?
Just one. So once these bylaws go into effect, we are actually going to be acting on, right?
Once the bylaws get approval, we have to order the tickets, and then they go into effect.
Okay,
And yes, that's the plan.
so
Yes,
how are the public, like, are these going to be available on the website that
Yes,
the public will be made?
yes.
Aware?
And there will be an information blitz through our social media and probably ads in the newspaper. These bylaws are now in effect.
Okay.
Act accordingly.
Yeah, I think we have to do that.
Yeah,
Oh, certainly, because I think for a long
Yeah.
time, people are used to things just kind of sliding and we aren't acting on them.
no, it's only fair.
It's not to be punitive, it's
No.
for the greater good, it's for the best, for everybody's safety
Public awareness of safety.
and,
Yes.
keeping our community safe.
We would rather not have to write tickets.
Absolutely. So I'm sure we won't have to write very many because everybody's is gonna behave very well.
Yes.
Blizzard Wizard's gonna visit me.
All those in favor then? Okay, we don't have a closed session tonight, so adjourn.
Moved by Councilor McGuire, second by Councilor Bowerman, that council adjourns at 7:45 and reconvene at the next regular council meeting on September 16th.